Hey, I'm Matt Lewis with the GREATER MSP Partnership, and I'm here today with Jesse Ross.
Hey everybody, I'm Jesse Ross. Been with ConnextMSP for a while now, and I'm excited to have this conversation with Matt.
Awesome. Jesse, you and I have been having a lot of conversations over the last few months. People wouldn't know that across the ConnextMSP network. It's been a little quiet as we've been making this transition, but that's not going to be the case any longer. So we're really excited to be powering the ConnextMSP network at the GREATER MSP Partnership. There's some really big things to come starting this summer. Jesse, you've been working on this for more than a year. You've connected with hundreds of young people across our community, and they've shared what their hopes are in general, but then their ideas for Connext. I'm curious what you've learned, what our members hope this network can be.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. The members, the conversations that I've had have been so enlightening and so very, very positive. What they're really looking for is not just another group, not just another thing to be a part of, but really to build some relationships and some connections that will allow them to grow individually, career-wise, and continue their growth process and their professional development. So, Matt, I was going to ask you, why did GREATER MSP decide to power this awesome network?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're really excited. These are the future leaders of our communities. And I think there's a tremendous amount that the GREATER MSP Partnership has to gain from building relationships with this network that is already powerful in itself. But we've got a pretty incredible network of more than 200 organizations that are part of the GREATER MSP Partnership, cities, companies, colleges, foundations. And so we've got all these different communities that we want to mash up with this network. And we want to figure out how to do that and what would be the most valuable to help people build relationships, help them pursue a meaningful career and make an impact in the world in some way that they're excited about, and importantly, discover economic opportunity as they launch into their careers. So we're really excited, entering it with humility, knowing what we don't know. And that's why we've been talking to you and members of the network as we get started here. We're going to have a whole team working on this. It's not just you and I that have been talking. And our first network manager at GREATER MSP is going to come aboard in the next few weeks. So Rashandra Brown is joining us from Second Harvest Heartland, where she's been doing really incredible work at a great organization in our region that's really important, providing critical food supply, especially right now during COVID-19. But Jesse, you had the chance to meet Rashandra as we were doing the interview process. Anything you'd share about her?
Yeah, I love their personality. I think she's going to be a great fit. One of the things I remember about her interview and just kind of the time that we had together was her just sharing her pursuit of being in the position of where the members are, like having to figure out how to navigate networks and professional development opportunities, but really wanting to serve and support members who she identifies with, like, they were just where she was not too long ago. And so I think she's going to be a great fit for the team. She's a wonderful personality, but there's also a ton of other people that are part of this team. Matt, you want to share a little bit about how much, who's a part and how this team has grown?
Yeah, it's not just you and me and Rashandra, it's a really big team. So just to give people an idea, like later today, we've got a meeting of a council that's kind of going to work on the long-term plans for Connext based on what we learned starting this summer. And that includes people from all sorts of different organizations: College Possible, Blue Cross, Thomson Reuters, Minneapolis Foundation, the state of Minnesota, the list goes on, University of Minnesota. And so that's a really great team, and they're excited. We've got staff at GREATER MSP that are going to be working on this. And then we've brought on other people from the community. We brought on a great group from an organization called Youth Lens 360. And there's a group of college students and young professionals that are leading the way in terms of how we're going to do a lot of our engagement communications. It's really exciting. And so we're just going to keep building that team based on what we hear from people in the network. Jesse, I'm curious what you're excited about, what you think people should watch for from that team over the coming days.
Oh man, there's some young leaders a part of this team who have interviewed some folks that are part of the GREATER MSP network, and they're just be on the lookout for those interviews. There's some questions that, again, most of the members will have around professional development or how to navigate, especially in this season right now where we're in, where I think everybody is just thinking about jobs and careers and what they should be doing. And so some of those interviews are coming out, really great folks on both ends, and just be on the lookout for that. And then what about on the Greater MSP side? Like, are there other projects or things that you're excited about?
Yeah, so we're going to try a lot this summer. Obviously, this wasn't what we were planning for. Jesse, as you and I were thinking about projects over the course of the winter, we're all adapting to this situation. And we know that it's probably an even more important time for us to be rolling out our powering the ConnextMSP network. You know, people are maybe had an internship fall apart or a project that they were going to work on this summer that maybe they can't now. Maybe their living situation has changed as a result of this. We know that these are pretty stressful times for people, and it's all the more important to have a strong network to connect with and learn from. And so it makes us even more kind of resolute that we want to double down on all these different project ideas. Those will come, but one that I will share right now is if you found this video, you probably found it in the email we sent out to the network. And there's another link in there for people who might be interested in careers in food and agriculture. It's not the only project we're going to do. It's not the only career path, but we've got a lot of relationships with some of the world's largest food companies and organizations. One of the projects we're going to roll out this summer is in that space. So if you're interested in that, you don't need to have a background. You just like curious about it. We'd encourage you to go in and join that group. As Jesse alluded to, it's not just going to be another group, but we need a way to make sure that we can keep in touch with you as we announce the projects in the coming weeks. So just make sure to follow that. And there'll be more announcements coming up in the weeks to come. So I want to thank you, Jesse, for joining me today. Look forward to continue working with you. Is there anything you'd share before we break?
No, just for people who are watching this, just know that there's been a lot happening in behind the scenes, and we all are looking forward to sharing all the wonderful things that are happening and things that are rolling out.
Awesome. Well, thanks, and look forward to meeting more of you, both over virtual chat and then in person in the weeks and months to come. Thanks.